with Chloe Yates.
Tiesto with Light Years Away on Shock Radio. Now, I'm really, really happy because here at Shock Radio, we can finally, it started on the 1st of December, we can officially play Christmas tunes for you. Now, we did held it off for quite a long time because I think Christmas songs started to play in stores since probably the back end of August. I've gone mad. I've been wanting to play Christmas tunes since definitely since the leaves started to brown in summer, really. It basically looks like Christmas is vomited all over the studios here at Shock Radio because we've got tinsel, we've got fairy lights, we've got a massive tree in the corner. It's fabulous. I'm going to play you tunes from Fuse, ODG and Maroon 5 Plus. So much has happened that I need to tell you as well, so do stay where you are. I feel like it's been more than a week, it's crazy. But first, turn the volume up because what you're going to hear now is one of my favourite Christmas tunes. Let's have Waitresses with Christmas Wrapping on Shock Hits. It is one of my favourite Christmas tunes. It is, of course, Waitresses with Christmas Wrapping. Oh, I'm so excited for Christmas now. You won't stop me talking about it if I'm frankly quite honest. And I still haven't got my tree up yet. It is Shock Hits. Coming up, I'm going to play you Maroon 5. We've got Wham and Tiesto. Also, tune from Gorgon City coming up. Plus, I'm going to be talking about Jimmy Carr and how he spent a whopping $4,000 on his fans. Also, Kerry Katona denying her marriage to George K is what we're going to be chatting about. Plus, we're talking James Argent and how he brought 4 girls back that ended up kicking off so much in his flat that he had to get the police involved. Also, we're talking about a new romance that could be on the cards between Taylor Swift and the 1975's frontman Mr. Matt Healy. And we're talking about Mel B and how she had a 4-year relationship with a woman. If you want to get in touch, it's @ Shock Hits Live or it's facebook.com/Shock Hits. Chats on Funny Man Jimmy Carr next, but first, let me play you Dangerous Love. It is featuring Sean Pauls. It reminds me of the sunshine.
Blaze them, look at you in that dress. Girl, you dangerous like a
Shock Hits plays music like this.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no chill.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Hunt you down, eat you alive, just like animals like animals most. Maybe you think that you can hide.
Maroon 5 with Animals on Shock Hits. My name is Chloe Yates. Hello. Now let's talk about my secret celebrity crush, Mr. Jimmy Carr. Now I don't know why I find him so attractive, and it's not his laugh and it's not his cheesy grin, so I don't know what it is. But one thing that he can do out of all the things is he can obviously give out amazing jokes, and he can, reading the papers before, he can certainly tax avoid. Let's not go there. He can also tick the charitable box too. Now, he was due to take the stage at King's George Hall in Blackburn. This was on Friday. But he ended up turning 2 hours late because his train was simply delayed. Now, I didn't even think Jimmy Carr got the train. I thought he got maybe a helicopter? Or was that me being really weird? He ended up tweeting saying, "Sorry for the delay, Blackburn. I hope I'm not spoiling your Friday night. Have a drink on me while you wait and see you around 9:30. So he ended up forking out $4,000 on drinks for fans as they patiently waited for him to arrive. One thankful fan tweeted saying, "Probably won't even remember Jimmy Carr by the time he gets here. The free drinks are very appreciated though." Jimmy, did you just give out drinks completely limitless, or was it like 1 drink per person? Because I really should have been there. Jimmy tweeted also saying, "Thank you, Blackburn, for your patience." Jimmy, you're just so lovely, aren't you? I tell you now, if I was at that gig, he would definitely need to put more than $4,000 behind the bar.
Shock Hits.
Let's get some tunes on. We've got Tiesto and Wham coming up, but right now it is one of my favourite tunes. Let's have Wham and Last Christmas.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no chill.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
You're all out there, waiting to break my heart.
New music first. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio. Hits plays music like this. And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio. Shock Hits.
Haim with Falling, such a chill tune. The video for that one is beautiful. It was shot in sunny California. Oh, if only. It is Shock Hits news just now, but first a big shout out to Elliot Ford, who is tuned in while studying. Hello, if you want to get in touch just like Elliot did, it is at tag Shock Hits Live. But right now, I think it's time for the news.
You're listening to Shock News.
New rolling stock has been announced for Northern Rail and TransPennine Express train routes. This move is part of George Osborne's ambition to create a northern economic powerhouse. The Chancellor has stated that the current trains are now ancient and unpopular. A former Granada TV studio site in Manchester will be replaced by a new theatre. The 70 million arts venue will be called The Factory in relation to the legendary Factory Records label. It will hold up to 5,000 people and also provide a home for the Manchester International Festival. Boris Johnson has made attempts to calm down a drunk passenger on a flight to Heathrow earlier today. The 43-year-old man was handcuffed to his seat after racially abusing staff on the Malaysia Airlines flight. When he continued to shout, however, the London mayor warned him he would be arrested when the plane landed. Johnson, who was on his way back from a 6-day trip to the Far East, has since congratulated the work of the crew. Russell Brand has threatened to sue The Sun after the tabloid newspaper ran a front-page accusation labelling him as a hypocrite. This comes after Brand's confrontation with a journalist in Downing Street, where he was asked how much he pays to rent his home in East London. The celebrity activist's home is currently registered with a firm base in the British Virgin Islands, which is often referred to as a tax haven.
9 people have been arrested in connection to a £10 million money laundering scheme. Officers executed search warrants in areas around Greater Manchester, including Oldham, Bolton and Sale. As well as money, police also seized a number of Porsches, a Range Rover and a Mercedes. It's predicted this year will be the hottest in the UK in 250 years. Meteorologists at the University of Reading have said that the summer could be the hottest since 1772, with the period between January and November having already been the hottest on record. The funeral of cricketer Philip Hughes, who died last week in a freak accident after being hit in the neck by a ball, was broadcast across Australia today. After over 1,000 people were in attendance at the funeral, with many more watching from home. Cricket captain Michael Clarke gave an emotional eulogy, as well as acting as pallbearer. That's all for the news. Join us again at 11 o'clock tomorrow.
Shock Hits plays music like this. And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Rocking around the Christmas tree
Shock Hits, absolute classic. Brenda Lee with Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Oh, that rhymes. Oh, plan that, obviously. Now we're talking James Argent, because yet again he's made it into the papers. But no surprise, not for the good reasons. He has been reported that he has had yet another ridiculously wild party with his mates, and now he had a party that got very out of hand, which ended up getting the police involved. Now his flatmates took back guests, now not just any certain guests, it was quite a lot of women, and apparently they were being very, very, very loud and started rowing, and there was yelling going on, and there was so many noise complaints happening around his area, so they ended up having to get the police to escort them out. He hasn't had much luck, has he, poor Arj? Now, his future on the show, of course, Only Way is Essex, still remains uncertain as he has been tested for hard drugs too. What are you doing, Arj, honestly?
Shock Hits plays music like this. And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates.
Neon Jungle Trouble on Shock Hits. Crikey, oh my life, it is so cold. Thank God I'm still cozy here in the Shock Radio studio. Now, we're talking about Harry Styles and Taylor Swift because obviously they had a little fling and they had something going on, and apparently they had this space, but they've been texting again for the past 3 months, and rumours said they could be getting back together. Now, this could be another song, couldn't it, Taylor? But she has been spotted wearing a 1975 t-shirt earlier this month. And this is all thanks to the fans who have been tweeting pictures of her, who have also said that there's rumours that she could be interested in dating the 1975's frontman, who is so gorgeous, Mr. Matt Healy. Now, apparently they met in LA earlier on this month and exchanged numbers. So it looks like love is in the air between Taylor Swift and the frontman, Mr. Matt Healy, who is actually I just found this out before. I didn't know this. He is Loose Women's Denise Welch's son. It's all right for some, isn't it? I'm so jealous. John Newman and Lana Del Rey on its way.
The mood is right, the spirit's up. We're here tonight for Christmas time.
Shock Hits.
Lana Del Rey, Summertime Sadness. Oh, that song. It reminds me of a very, let's just say, interesting night out.
Those Christmas lights keep shining on.
New music first. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
John Newman, Out of My Head. It is Shock Hits. Big hello to Lizzie. Thanks for the tweet. She tweeted in saying that she's just woken up and now she's sat eating a bacon butty. I think it's time for Showbiz Select.
This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates. Showbiz Select.
This week I've gone all rock and roll because it's all about U2. Now, it's been said that the U2's new album, which is called Songs of Innocence, has been named Best Album of 2014, and this is by the hit music magazine, of course, Rolling Stone. They released it back in September, and they basically allowed, I don't know whether you saw it yourself, but they allowed everyone to download the album off iTunes for completely nothing at all. Bono actually did apologise as well, saying the giveaway was just a touch of megalomania. Okay, I'm not going to say anything to that because, to be honest, I don't really know what that means. The album actually beat Bruce Springsteen's High Hopes and put them into second place. They also put one of my favourite bands, the Black Keys, they released an album called Turn Blue, which was incredible. Put them into third place, and St. Vincent's self-collected title as well. They put them into fourth place, so they completely beated everyone. The Rolling Stone quoted saying there was no bigger album of 2014 in terms of surprise, generosity and controversy. Songs of Innocence is also the rebirth of the year. They also added that all the bandmates, Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton, of course, Larry Mullen, put their lives on the line, giving away 11 songs of guitar, Rapture and Frank. They said that the album was absolutely something else. So, guys, I think you've just done it right, haven't you, really? We've got tunes on the way from Charlie XCX, Break the Rules, but for now, let's have a bit of Avicii.
Shock Hits.
Charlie XCX on Shock Hits. David Guetta, Tiesto and Freaks on the way. Plus, goss on how Mel B had a 4-year relationship with a woman. First, it's Katy Perry with Dark Horse. It's Shock Hits.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no chill.
And this. This is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
You never fly if you're too scared of the heights. Whoa, say goodbye.
Hardwell, Never Say Goodbye on Shock Hits. Now, before I mentioned Mel B and her love life, now it's been said that in the past she had a 4-year relationship with a woman. Now, the love interest happened to be a mum whose children attended the same school as Mel B's oldest daughter. Mel B also said that she is definitely, and still is, not one to be shy or to hold back. Yeah, we kind of gathered that one, Mel. She said that her husband and herself are very, very tight and solid, but she will be the first to compliment a woman. And she says to her husband, if she spots a good-looking woman, do you know what, why not? She also added that women are very, very crazy, but gorgeous. Good for you, Mel. Music on the way from Freaks and David Guetta, but for now, let's have Tiesto with Red Lights. It's Shock Hits.
Blacked out,
Biggest hits, the best music. Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Freaks with the Creeps on Shock Hits. Tunes on the way from Ollie Murs. Plus, we're talking about I'm a Celeb's Jimmy Bullard and how he suffered from panic attacks and hallucinations about eating people in the jungle. Let's keep it going. David Guetta, Play Hard on Shock Hits.
Shock Hits plays music like this.
I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Shake it off, shake it off.
And this.
Never stop, it's how we ride. Roller coaster till we die. I don't wanna go to school, I just wanna break
This
through.
is Shock Hits with Chloe Yates on Shock Radio.
Said a hustler's work is never through. Yeah, like it's your job.
David Guetta, Play Hard on Shock Hits. My name is Chloe Yates. Hello. Don't you dare go anywhere, as we've got Siobhan and Sam on the way next. Right, I'm not sure whether you've been watching I'm a Celeb this year, but it's been quite a song and dance, hasn't it? Especially Mr. Jimmy Bullard. Now, it has been revealed quite recently, or recently just today actually, that throughout Jimmy's time in the jungle, he was actually suffering from panic attacks and hallucinations about eating people. Yes, people in the jungle. I know. He ended up forcing producers to chase after him whilst he fled deep into the jungle. Now, the footballer became so hungry, he said he started imagining meals around the camp and he basically started begging for food, and he also started begging for doctors as well. He said he kept panicking and he went out for a good 10 minutes. And he also said that he literally became totally nutty. And he said he completely lost his head. He said he stared at the fire and all he could see was pizza and curry, and ended up running so far into the jungle that nobody could really find him, yelling that he needs a doctor. Good Lord. He said he really couldn't help it though, and he said all he needed is just a little bit of food. He said he looked at campmates, little did they know that whilst he was staring at them, he was actually thinking about eating them. Wow. To be honest, even if he did, spending a lot of time in that jungle, I don't think they'd taste very nice. I'm off skis now. I'll be here same time next week. However, I'm leaving you in the very good hands of Sam and Siobhan. I'll leave you now with my fave tune at the moment. It is Ollie Murs with Wrapped
Now,
Up.
excuse me if I sound rude, but I love the way that you move, and I see me all over you now.